this week. So yes, so if you've got something that you can just raise your hips on to begin, it just gives the spine a little bit more space. So sitting cross-legged if that's comfortable, and just get comfy in your body. So maybe have a little shoulder roll, and a little slump and stretch, so that you can just rest hands on thighs. Close your eyes and feel as if you're rooted through the sit bones. So you can sit tall, but without tension in the torso. So let the shoulders relax, let the arms relax. And just start to tune into your breath. And can you get the pelvis just a little heavier? And just notice how your breath is this morning. If it feels a little bit tight, or you feel very chesty breath. And take your hands and just rest your hands on the belly. Again, trying to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And as you allow the pelvis to be heavy and the crown to lift a little bit, can you feel that you take your breath into your belly and feel the gentle rise of your hands and fall as you exhale? So drawing the breath deeper down into the bottom of your lungs. We call it the belly breath. But the belly is moving just because the diaphragm distends and crowds the organs. So see if you can feel that the shoulders are relaxed and the breath is coming into the belly. Feeling the contraction as you maybe gently draw the belly muscles back with the exhale, starting to clear the air from the bottom of your lungs. Spring cleaning is such a familiar phrase, but actually it's really nice at this time of year to be feeling as if we're clearing our own path and thoughts and body. So bring the hands and just rest them however's comfortable on the rib cage. So for me, to do this, I get all the tension in the shoulders. So I'm going to relax the shoulders and just rest my hands on the sides of my rib cage. And again, close the eyes, focus on the breath, and see if you can guide the breath into moving the rib cage. So your focus is less now on the belly and more on trying to bring a lateral movement and maybe a bit of an anterior movement into the rib cage as you breathe. Feel the ribs contract inwards again as you breathe out. And again, you can help that just by drawing the belly muscles in. So a little bit of tone in the core. Take another breath here. Ribs, even the back of your ribs expanding with your breath, contracting with the exhale. And then move your hands onto the chest. So you can have the hands just touching the collarbones or splayed onto the front of your chest. And here again, relax the shoulders and see if you can get the breath up to feel as if the collarbones broaden a little bit. So you might feel the hands lift as the chest, the rib cage lifts. And maybe they get a little bit broader, but don't worry, and feel, again, the fall of the rib cage with the exhale. And just take 2 more breaths. With the focus on the upper part of the torso. And then as you relax your hands back down, can you get the breath? Belly, ribs, chest, and feel that fall of the chest, the ribs and the belly as you exhale. So you're starting to really notice a 360-degree breath, the front of the whole of the torso, the sides, the back. Finding a bit more space for the breath, trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. Focusing for the next 2 breaths on the inhale. Belly, ribs, chest, trying to keep tension out of the shoulders. And for the next 2 breaths, focus on your exhale. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly muscles in, draw the belly button towards the spine and see if you can exhale even more fully. If you're a little bit uncomfortable, you can just spread the legs, but keep tall through the torso. So inhaling and exhale, squeeze the belly. Opening the eyes if you've still got your eyes closed. So we're going to do a Simasana breath. So that's the lion breath. And it's a really good clearing breath. So you're lifting the stale air from the base of your lungs. So you take a deep inhale from the chest, the ribs, the belly. And as you exhale, nobody's looking, stick your tongue out. And pull the belly back. So you exhale really strongly through the mouth, and it helps to drop the tongue out. You feel the heat coming out of your body. So inhale through the nose. And keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. And you're almost bringing your diaphragm up under the ribs until you can't exhale anymore. And then let the fresh inhale come in. So try that one more time. Shoulders relaxed if you can. Keep exhaling. And then just let the breath settle into a better rhythm. So if you straighten your legs, just bring them back into cross-legged, just for warming up the spine a little bit more. Take the hands behind, and either you can have your hands on your sacrum or just on the fingertips on the floor. And take an inhale here, opening up the chest, extending through the spine. And then as you exhale, fold forwards, just touching the fingertips in front of your shins. Good, take an inhale and open up the front of the body, leaning back a little bit. And as you exhale, fold forwards and pull the belly back again. So keep awareness in the tummy muscles to draw those muscles back and empty your lungs. So just do a couple more breaths like that, extending on your inhale and flexing, folding on the exhale. One more. Lovely. And come up to center, take the arms out wide, turn the palms up. And then bring the elbows together so we come into eagle arms. So you can wrap the hands round, or you can take the backs of the arms together. And just drop the chin and lift the elbows away from you a little bit, and take a couple of breaths here and take the breath into the upper back. So see if you can broaden the scapulae, the shoulder blades, just by your inhale, reaching into the upper part of your spine, and let the elbows drop a little bit on your exhale. Again, pulling the tummy muscles in to really exhale fully. Inhale, lift the elbows away, breathe into the upper back. And exhale, drop the elbows. Inhale, open out the arms. Good, and change the cross of the elbows. And just take a couple of breaths, same thing. So dropping the chin down, inhale, lift the elbows up, feel the breath come in between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, pulling the belly back, letting the elbows drop. One more breath. And then open out the arms. Lovely. And then come onto your hands and knees. Take any props just out of the way for a moment. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just find your way into cat-cow. So inhaling, you feel as if the spine lengthens from the tail to the crown. And start your exhale by pulling the tummy muscles back away from the floor, and then tucking the chin and the tail. So we're really engaging the abdominals to help expel the air on the exhale. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale through the mouth, Simasana. And stay there in your cat pose until you can't exhale anymore. Let the inhale come in naturally. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling, lengthening forwards, exhale, Simasana. Pull the tummy muscles up so you push into the floor. Exhaling, clearing the path for fresh air into your lungs. Lovely. And then tucking the toes. Start to push into the hands and lengthen back into downward facing dog. Bend your right knee and straighten the left as you lift the sit bones high. And then change over, bend the left, straighten the right as you reach back through the heel, lifting the sit bones high. Great. As you inhale, lift both heels really high, and as you exhale, lengthen the heels back and settle into downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Can you draw the shoulder blades away from the ears? Can you tone the belly? So you might feel that your pelvis tilts backwards a little bit, flattening the lumbar curve a little as you pull the tummy muscles back. See if you can maintain some tone here. Take an inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, Simasana, open the mouth. And exhale, pulling the abdominals back. Lovely. On your next inhale, float forwards into plank. You can drop to the knees if you want to. Good. As you exhale, drop the knees and sit back into child. As you inhale, come into cow pose, taking the weight forwards over the shoulders. And as you exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So we'll float through these poses with the breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, forwards, lifting the sit bones, the gaze, collarbones. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child. Inhale, Vittilasana, cow pose. Looking up. Exhale, through the mouth, Simasana, downward facing dog. When you're ready to inhale, plank. Exhale, child, sitting back. Inhale, coming forward, shoulder blades draw back. Simasana, breathe out through your mouth. Lovely, and do one more round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Looking forwards to your hands, step, jump or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen hands to the shins, and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms wide, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow of Surya Namaskar. So inhale, you know the deal. Exhale and fold. And at any exhale, feel free to exhale through the mouth and add in Simasana. Lengthen forwards, inhale. Exhaling, stepping back, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. If it feels good, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Feeling the abdominals pull in towards the spine on your exhale. Inhale forwards into plank, drop the knees, exhale to the floor. Inhale, cobra, be kind to your back, not too high. Good, exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. Take another breath here. And then look to the thumbs, inhale, step, jump or walk to the front. Inhaling, hands to the shins, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do another one. Inhale, exhale, pull the belly up. Inhale, lengthen forwards. Exhale, jumping back, downward facing dog, or step back, that's fine. This time, inhale forwards to plank. Exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take another 2 breaths. Ujjayi breath or Simasana breath. And when you're ready on your next inhale, step, walk or jump to the front, inhaling, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. One more like that. Inhale. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Be aware of your abdominals on your exhale. Exhale as fully as you can. Next, inhale to the front of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forwards. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards into plank. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg to the ceiling. And exhale, step it forwards. You can step the back foot in for warrior 1 or stay on your toes. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Great. And then exhale and take it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards to plank. Drop to the knees if you wish. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, and take the left leg high on your inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. Step the right foot in or stay on the ball of your feet. Foot. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Well done. Exhale. Step back, down dog. And inhale, plank. Keep flowing with the breath. Exhale to the floor. Great. Inhale, cobra. Well done. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And here, steady the breath. See if you can get the inhale and the exhale even. Calming the heart rate, steadying the breath. And start to tune into your abdominal muscles, curling back to the spine with your exhale. Clearing the stale winter stagnancy, ready for a fresh start with spring. On your next inhale, look forwards, jump or step forwards, inhaling, halfway, exhale, fold. Bend the knees, inhaling into chair pose. Exhale, root into the feet and come to Tadasana. Lovely. Should we do one more of those? One more. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, jumping back into down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, belly. Inhale, cobra. You can do up dog if you wish. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Step the right foot in. Inhale into Virabhadrasana 1 or Anjalyasana. Exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. And inhale forwards to plank. Exhale to the floor or into Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward, step the left foot in. And inhale, warrior one. Exhale, down dog. And inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, onto the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And take your time here to steady the breath. Notice the abdominals pulling back and feel as if you're pulling your diaphragm up underneath the ribs to exhale. As if you're wringing out your lungs. One more deep, steady breath. Inhale to the front of the mat, into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bending the knees, sit back, chair pose. Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. And steady the breath. Well done. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look forwards and lengthen and step your right foot back, bending the left knee. So we come into a high lunge. And here again, you want to really draw the belly muscles up. So we need some core engagement. If you have bricks, then that can help a little bit just to lift you up. So as you feel that you're drawing your belly away from the front thigh, make your back leg really powerful. So almost feel as if you're lifting the inner right thigh towards the ceiling. Take your left arm alongside your ear. Pull the belly muscles in and take your right arm alongside your ear. And feel as if you're in a straight line from the fingertips to the heel. Super strong. Lovely. Take the hands and press them together. Take the right elbow over the left knee and start to push the elbow into the knee to draw the belly back as you twist to the left. Take 2 breaths here. Inhaling, feeling as if you're lengthening from the heel to the crown, and as you exhale, pull the belly back. Exhale fully. Done. Great. And then inhale back into that strong diagonal, reaching the hands forwards. Then we're going to flatten the right foot and start to come up into warrior two. And just line up the front heel with the back arch. Yeah. Again, this back leg is really strong. And then bend the front knee, lifting up the heart. Tone the tummy muscles and reach out in all directions. Gaze over the left fingertips. Take another breath here. And then we'll start to take it into reverse warrior. Turn the palm so that it's facing the back of your mat. And then reach for your left wrist with your right hand. And start to feel as if you're lengthening the left side of your body. So the lower body stays the same if you can. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And breathe into that left lung. Stay low through the front knee. Take another breath. Inhale, and then as you exhale, separate the hands, take the left elbow to the left thigh. Then sweep the right arm alongside your ear, side angle pose. Good, and you can use this forearm just to make sure that that left knee stays kind of the outside of the left knee in line with the baby toe. Great, side angle pose. Now you can stay here or start to pull the belly back, root from the center of your pelvis into the floor, and then take the left arm alongside your ear. And keep it down if you need to. Hugging that left hip underneath, good, strong breath. Lovely, start to push into your left foot, straighten the left knee, and then take the left hand to the shin, the floor or a brick, and come into triangle pose. Well done. So this is Utthita Trikonasana. You're reaching forwards if your shoulder prefers it. And take the top arm up, open the chest. Take another couple of breaths. Focus on the belly, drawing back with your exhale.
And then start to look to the floor, bring the right hand down and start to turn the feet parallel to the long edge of your mat as you walk around into forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Can you relax your shoulders, but keep some muscular energy in your feet. So you're rooting the outside edges of your feet down into the floor, feel the arches lift just a little. And then you almost feel as if you're hugging your legs in. So there's muscular energy in the legs. And take a couple more breaths here. Steadying the breath. And then you can either swap legs or you can turn your back to me. We know what we're doing here. We've got to take it to the other side. So you're going to walk the hands all the way around to the back of your mat so that your right foot is forwards. And wriggle it over to the right side of your mat so that it's in line with your shoulder. Turn onto the ball of your left foot. So we're back in that long lunge position. And that's it, with the right foot forwards, bending through the right knee. And power up the back leg. So feel as if you're pushing through that back heel. You're lifting the inner left thigh towards the ceiling. Take your right arm alongside your ear. Next time you exhale, start to draw the belly away from the thigh, really firming the core muscles, feeling super powerful as you take your left arm alongside your ear. Steady the breath. And then press the hands together, take the elbow, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And as you lengthen forwards from the heel to the crown, can you begin to turn the belly to the right? Steady, strong breath on your exhale, pulling the belly back so you can twist a little deeper, clearing the deepest recesses of your body with your breath. One more breath here. And then start to come back into your triangle pose, reaching from the heel into the fingertips. And then we flatten that left foot, wriggle the right foot across a little bit so that the heel's in line with the arch, and then come up into warrior two. Can you hug the right hip underneath? Lovely. So your thigh is in a straight line over the second and third toes. Gaze over the right fingertips, draw the tummy back, and find a strong breath in your Virabhadrasana 2. And then we transition into reverse warrior. So turn the palm to the back of your mat, bring it alongside your ear, and take the right wrist in your left hand. So you feel as if you're lengthening from the right hip to the fingertips. Stay low through the front knee if you can, powerful in the back foot, and breathe into the right lung. Full breath. Use your tummy muscles to exhale fully. One more breath. On your next exhale, release the hands. Take the right elbow onto the right thigh and take it into Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. So stay low through this front knee. Steady breath. If you want to come with me, fan the belly, draw the belly up, lengthen the tailbone, take the right arm alongside your ear. Super strong, make the breath strong. And then start to straighten your right leg. Bring your right hand down to the shin. Triangle pose, well done. If your shoulders are happier wide, take the top arm up. And it gives you an opportunity to open the chest. Keep hugging the right hip underneath, take another breath. Well done. And then start to bring your left hand to the floor, walk the feet parallel, coming to the long edge of your mat, and then bow. Lovely. Wide leg forward fold. And let the head release. And then as you inhale, you're going to come halfway up, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale fully, and then as you exhale, through the mouth, Simasana, draw the belly back. And keep squeezing the belly back until you can't exhale anymore. Lovely. Inhale, come forwards. We'll just do one more breath like that. Lovely. And then come halfway up. And you're going to walk the feet in a little bit. So they're still wide, maybe a little wider than your shoulders. Turn the toes out, bend the knees and sit back. Take your hands onto the thigh. Great, so luckily for you, we're not doing goddess pose. We're going to do a version of Simasana where you're really using the Uddiyana Bandha. So there are lots of locks in yoga where you're pulling muscles up to store energy. So the Uddiyana Bandha is this part of your abdominal muscles from underneath the rib cage to the belly button. So we're leaning forwards, and the normally I'm telling you to draw the shoulders away from the ears, but here you have a slight rounding in your back, and it's going to give you more opportunity to pull your belly back. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, same breath that we've been doing. Feel as if you're pulling your diaphragm up underneath the ribs, and you tuck your chin down towards your sternum, and just hold the breath for a moment. When you need to inhale, you just lengthen the belly out and inhale through the nose. So you're exhaling, doming the back, tucking the chin, pulling the belly up underneath the ribs. And if you can, hold it for a breath, not for a breath, but for a moment. And then when you need to inhale, just like we did in cow pose earlier, you lengthen. Okay, so let's try a few more. Called a Kriya, which is an energy practice in yoga, clearing energy. Really good time of year to do it. A couple more. Really see, can you pull your belly muscles up? And then let them relax as you inhale. Lovely. Let's do one more together. Inhaling, exhaling. Hold if you can. Inhale, release. Lovely. And then start to come up. Right, so let's celebrate spring, having cleared all of that gubbins out, and come into tree pose. So find a steadiness in your Tadasana mountain pose. So feel both feet, left foot, right foot. And feel as if you're pushing your feet into the floor from the core of your pelvis. So you have a steadiness before we start to take the weight into your right foot, bend your left knee. And then bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. And press the thigh into the foot and the foot back into the thigh. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Whoops. Slidey leggings. So pushing into the midline is where it's at. Okay. And take another 2 breaths. Adjust if you need to. And then release. I'm wobbly this morning. Well done, you're much steadier than me. And again, come back to Tadasana in between. So we feel brilliant, Tree. Well done, Terry. So you feel grounded and steady, rooted into the floor before you come into the other side. Take the weight into your left foot. Take your time to bring the foot to the inner thigh, and then get that sense of gluing, of drawing in to the very center of your body, pushing thigh to foot, foot to thigh, and then bringing the hands to the heart, pressing the hands together, the foot and the thigh together. And then from the ground, feel as if you're lengthening. Well done. Keep pushing into the midline. You feel able to then start to open out the arms. Steady breath.
And then begin to release. Done. Back into Tadasana. Just find a moment of stillness here in Tadasana. Rooting into the feet. Rising to the crown. And then we'll come down onto the sit bones. Legs out in front. And take a moment just to broaden the seat here. So take the flesh of the buttocks to the side. You feel a little bit more grounded through the pelvis. Great. So this is Paschimottanasana. So it's a forward fold. And if, like me, you have a tendency to be tight in the hamstrings or in the back, it's worth just taking a little lift underneath the sit bones. So this is a small cushion. It's just enough to help the pelvis to tilt forwards to give you a little bit more space in the spine. So bring the big toe joints together and then feel as if you're firming the muscles of the thighs. So you're hugging the muscles to the bones. If you find that your heels lift off the floor, we really want the heels down, so there's a tiny bend in the knees. And then the fold comes primarily from the hips. So inhale to get really tall, and then as you exhale, you can walk the hands forwards, but feel as if you're keeping the heart lifted. And you might not come very far, and that's fine. So you might take hold of the knees or the shins, and then begin to bow. So your primary flexion comes at the hip, and then you can start to allow the spine to flex if it feels good. If you're sensitive in your back, stay lifted. And you want to feel as if you're keeping the front of your body long. So we're not collapsing between the hips and the sternum. So you're almost going to lay your body along the legs and offer your chin to your toes. Relax the shoulders and bow the head. And here start to really steady and smooth out the breath. And here we can still gently pull the belly muscles back and see how that gives you just a little bit more flexion. And take another 2 breaths. And start to come up. Keep the legs really strong. See if you can keep your big toe joints together. Legs stay strong. Hands come back. Draw the shoulder blades into the back so that you can push into the floor and lift up the heart. Now you can stay here and just enjoy that extension and let the head drop back. You want to keep the back of the neck long. As you push the big toe joints together and firm the muscles of the legs, maybe you can push into the heels and begin to lift the pelvis. You can point the toes here. Reverse plank. Otherwise, keep the seat down and just extend through the upper body. Hands strong, shoulders squeeze in. One more breath. And then come back. And again, keep the heart lifted. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. And then come on up. Lovely. And then we'll come and lie on the back. You can have your pillow for your head if you like. Spoil yourself. Bring your knees in. And just rock a little side to side as you hug the knees in. And then bring the left foot to the floor, cross the right ankle over and come into Sukhiyandrasana, so eye of the needle. So threading the hands through to the left thigh. And let the shoulders relax. The back of the skull release into the floor. And start to soften the breath. Take one more breath here. And then release the left foot to the floor. Uncross the legs. And take that to the other side. Threading through for the right thigh. Breathe into the left hip. Try to keep the torso, the shoulders, the jaw soft and easy.
One more breath. And then bring the right foot to the floor, uncross the left, and just let the knees fall to the right, arms out wide. So enjoy a twist. Gaze away from the knees if that feels good for your neck. Inhale to come through center, take the knees to the other side. Coming back to the middle, plant your feet. And allow the pelvis just to tip forward so the lower back lifts away from the floor. And then using your belly muscles for the last time as you exhale, draw up from the pubic bone to the belly, pressing the back into the floor. And then let the spine release, let the breath release, and come into Shavasana. So you can keep your knees bent if that feels better for you, otherwise let the legs straighten, let the feet flop out. And let your skin soften as you let go of the effort of your breath. Surrendering into Shavasana. Keeping the body feeling connected to the floor without movements, just start to deepen the breath. And see if you can sense that fresh clarity deep inside your body, more space for the breath. Feeling clearer. Ready for new beginnings of spring. And start to move when you're ready. And take your time to come up to seated. With great love and gratitude. Namaste.